Wild boars of Louisiana, the ultimate hunt. Did you know that Louisiana farmers collectively lose over $91 million every single year to the relentless rampages of wild boars? Imagine the break of dawn over vast stretches of farmland, where acres of soil lie scarred and dug up, fences torn apart like paper, livestock trembling in fear, and the unmistakable eerie signs of a predator that outnumbers its challengers by the thousands. These are no ordinary animals. These are relentless invaders, survivors born of centuries of adaptation, multiplying with alarming speed and intelligence. Trapping them is like capturing smoke. Battling them is an unending war on nature's most cunning adversaries. Yet in this fight, a fierce coalition of farmers, hunters, scientists, and technology innovators has emerged. This isn't just a hunting story. This is a frontline battle against a crisis that is reshaping the heartland. Helicopters buzz overhead, night vision lenses cut through the darkness, and generations of tribal knowledge come to bear, all united for one unwavering purpose: survival. If you think hunting is about standing quietly in the woods, waiting patiently, and following calm tracks, think again. Tonight's journey will reveal the complex, dangerous, and monumental struggle that characterizes the wild boar hunt in Louisiana. This is the ultimate hunt, a relentless pursuit where every moment is a test of skill, nerve, and endurance. Here in the heart of the American South, experts call Louisiana's wild boar crisis the most fiercely contested animal invasion on the continent. It's a battle where the stakes are life and livelihood, where every decision counts, and where the consequences ripple far beyond the forests and fields. Are you ready to take the risk, make the hard calls, and witness a reality so raw and untamed that it will change your understanding of hunting forever? Welcome to The Ultimate Hunt, a story of survival and resistance set in one of America's most challenging battlefields. Louisiana's wild boars are not just pests. They are a force of nature that has taken hold in fields, forests, and communities across the state. Here, families aren't just living with the problem. They're fighting back with every weapon in their arsenal: advanced technology, deep cooperation, unyielding resilience, and just occasionally, a stroke of luck. This documentary takes you on a journey through the varied tactics and raw emotions that mark every stage of this fight. From daring high-tech aerial sorties in helicopters, slicing through swaths of wilderness, to dirt-slicked nighttime patrols under shadowed skies, you'll hear from survivors, innovators, and newcomers to this gritty battle. Their voices tell a story of hardship and hope, of communities bound by one shared mission: to halt an invasion that threatens livelihoods and landscapes alike. Expect to hear raw, real stories from local farmers devastated by losses, first-hand accounts from veteran hunters who have faced down the boar threat for decades, and unexpected revelations from scientists dedicated to understanding this fast-changing ecosystem. By the end, you'll gain insight into what strategies are proving effective, what challenges remain, and how ordinary people continue to defy overwhelming odds, night after night. Chapter 1. The ancient enemy. Wild boars aren't merely invaders. They are survivors forged by centuries of adaptation and fierce competition. Originally introduced to North America by European settlers hundreds of years ago, first as domesticated animals and then as escaped feral populations, these creatures have transformed beyond recognition. Today, Louisiana is home to more than 750,000 wild hogs, yet experts warn this number may actually be much higher. Some estimates push the population beyond 900,000, spread across every parish, from dense remote forests to the edges of suburban neighborhoods. The power behind the boar's success lies in its extraordinary reproductive ability. Each sow can produce 2 or more litters annually, typically birthing 5 to 7 piglets each time. This exponential growth rate outpaces almost any large land mammal on Earth. Herds multiply rapidly, doubling their numbers faster than one might imagine, quietly enveloping new territories every year with devastating impact. Walk across a Louisiana cornfield in the early morning, and the evidence of their presence is impossible to miss. The earth is churned and overturned. Crops lie flattened beneath muddy hoof prints. Irrigation systems are torn to pieces. Gardeners, ranchers, and large-scale farmers wake each day to find their livelihoods damaged or destroyed overnight. The brutal truth is far-reaching. Some farmers report losing entire growing seasons to the relentless destruction wrought by a single herd. But the damage isn't merely financial or agricultural, it's deeply personal. Each scar on the land tells a story of struggle, loss, and the ongoing fight for survival against an enemy that just won't quit. Chapter 2: Facing the Plague. Local Voices. To truly understand the wild boar crisis, one must hear the voices of those living it day by day. Meet John, a third-generation farmer whose family land has stood for nearly a century. He shakes his head as he recounts the relentless destruction. We've tried it all: electric fences that the boars tear down, traps that get sabotaged, hounds that chase but can't keep up, even repellent plants that just seem to make them smarter. They learn fast, they adapt faster. Sometimes they come right back the very same night. It's exhausting. You feel like giving up, but then you fight harder because you have to marry, whose ranch abuts a winding creek frequented by boar herds, shares a chilling memory. One harsh winter, hogs invaded our calving barn. The panic spread so quickly through the cows, and 2 calves were trampled. I had nightmares for weeks after. Neighbors have given up on crops to focus on cattle, but that just moves the problem to their pastures instead. This conflict isn't isolated, it's a community challenge. Through rural towns and small communities, wild boar attacks have woven a new kind of solidarity. Neighborhood watch groups coordinate video surveillance, keep detailed logs of sightings and attacks, and organize weekly patrols. Teenagers learn to train hunting dogs, while elders take shifts monitoring trail cameras around the clock. Interviews reveal the deep fatigue that comes with constant vigilance. Most nights the ritual begins at dusk. The light fades, and lights strategically placed around yards switch on. Flashlights flicker at back doors. It's a fragile hope held by numbers, an unspoken battle against isolation and despair. Chapter 3: Legal Battles and Night Hunts. Louisiana stands out among states for its nearly unrestricted year-round hunting of wild hogs, including nighttime hunts. The absence of bag limits and liberal weapon laws, allowing rifles, shotguns, and sophisticated night vision gear, underscores the severity of the crisis. Public land hunters typically operate during daylight, but private landowners deploy night hunts using artificial lights, thermal scopes, and collaborative helicopter patrols. Night hunts come with unique dangers. The dense swamps and bayous of Louisiana conceal hazards far beyond animals. Hidden holes, barbed fences, and unpredictable weather create a deadly maze. Hunters never go alone. Protocols demand notifying local law enforcement in advance, reporting property details, and expected participant counts. Some even wear body cameras to document encounters, both for safety and evidence. People ask if it's scary, says Ray, a local hunter whose family alternates night watch duty twice weekly. It's more than scary, it's unpredictable. You're battling the dark, the terrain, and whatever's moving just out of sight. Chapter 4: Aerial Warfare Inside the Chopper. As ground efforts push against the boar menace, some hunters and farmers turn their eyes skyward, embracing aerial warfare as the pinnacle of modern hunting. Helicopter hunting, though costly and complex, brings unparalleled speed, visibility, and control to the fight. The roar of the blades signals a new kind of combat, one where every vibration pulses through the pilot and marksman alike. Ryan, a seasoned pilot with over a decade of military flight experience, explains, "There's nothing quite like coming in low over the thickets and seeing the herd scatter like a storm. Every sudden movement, every ripple in the brush, you feel it through the bird. It's controlled chaos, but these sorties demand meticulous planning. Fuel costs alone exceed $2,200 per hour, pushing the limits of budgets and time. Every minute counts as pilots scan vast fields, looking not just for overturned earth, but wildlife trails, shifting shadows, and any sign of movement. Shooters crouch near open doors with weapons trained and ready, braced for sudden target acquisition. Safety remains paramount amid the high stakes. Mid-air collisions are a constant threat. Mechanical failures loom as ever-present dangers, and the risk of stray shots weighing heavily on every participant's mind. Ethan, the lead marksman, vividly recalls the tension before a strike. Your heart pounds. Your mind races through every possible mistake. Wrong shot, missed target, friendly fire. One moment of hesitation, one lapse, and the whole mission could fail. Chapter 5. The Boar King strikes among the thousands of wild boars prowling Louisiana's wilderness. Some have earned legendary status. Known as the Boar King, these enormous hogs can weigh over 700 pounds, massive, cunning, and battle-hardened. Surviving not only hunters but also floods, hurricanes, and traps, these kings embody the primal spirit of the wild. Ryan's team relies on drones and farmer reports to track one such king, a massive figure that has eluded capture for weeks. Their day begins with a fresh trail, a path of destruction marked by shredded corn stalks and paw prints wide as dinner plates. As the crew descends, the king emerges, flanked by a protective herd of smaller pigs, like a living battering ram. The pursuit is fierce, moving at breakneck speed across fields and fences. The helicopter dips low, mere feet from the ground, its blades slicing through thick air. A sudden gust rocks the rifle, shots go wide, and the king slips away once more. Failure sticks with you, admits Ethan after another exhausting chase. We track, we trace, we wait. But the king always seems one step ahead. Chapter 6. Old Tactics, New Tricks. Hunting wild boars isn't just about high-tech gadgets and dramatic aerial strikes. On the ground, innovation born of necessity drives new tactics and tools. Mobile net traps, for instance, have emerged as a quiet yet powerful method. These scalable nets are triggered remotely, allowing hunters to snare entire herds with precision. Bill, a lifelong trapper, demonstrates his approach. Boars are smart. Any scent or object that's unfamiliar, they avoid it. So we disguise these traps with local mud, mix in plant matter, and position them carefully. The payoff? Sometimes you can bag a dozen or more in a single evening. Other families rely on trained dogs skilled at tracking through thick thickets and swampy terrain. These animals move quickly and decisively, cornering boars with razor-sharp instincts. But it's a dangerous job. Hog encounters can be deadly, and injuries to dogs are common. Each success comes with stories of patched ears and soothed anxieties as owners care for their brave companions. Farmers also experiment with natural repellents. Mixing strong-smelling herbs near vegetable gardens and spraying cayenne or garlic solutions can ward off the most curious pigs. But as one grower, Riley, observes, Louisiana boars are just as stubborn as Louisiana farmers. Chapter 7. Urban Invasion. What was once a problem isolated to rural farms and thick forests has now spilled into the suburbs and city limits. The wild boar crisis has evolved into an urban invasion. Reports flood in of hogs rooting through city parks, trampling delicate flower beds, and damaging manicured golf courses. These intelligent and adaptable animals have learned to exploit every opportunity, all the way into crowded neighborhoods where children play. Wildlife authorities now issue urgent warnings. Parents are reminded to keep a close watch on their children during outdoor play, and residents are encouraged to secure gardens and trash bins against invasive rooting. Community meetings rally concerned residents, sharing best practices for protecting yards, setting emergency traps, and responding quickly to sightings. In some neighborhoods, reinforced gates and drainage covers block the easy passage that boars once enjoyed. Urban outreach programs educate people on disease risks as well. Wild hogs can transmit brucellosis, leptospirosis, and numerous parasites that pose real danger to dogs and humans alike. Garden tools are bleached periodically. Trash bins are fastened shut, and fences inspected with new vigilance. Chapter 8. Ecological Impact in Science. Why does the boar problem matter beyond farming? Ecologists explain that wild boars wreak havoc on entire ecosystems. They devastate wetland habitats by uprooting age-old cypress trees, accelerating erosion, and outcompeting native animals for food. Seedlings fail to regenerate properly because of relentless feeding, endangering biodiversity. Water quality deteriorates as mud and bacteria from their rooting enter rivers and lakes. The biological balance shifts with cascading effects on plants, fish, and amphibians native to Louisiana's intricate wetlands. Dr. Susan Ford, a leading biologist, explains, wild boars aren't just survivors. They are ecosystem engineers, or rather, changemakers. They reshape the land in ways that change the very fabric of wildlife habitats. Our team uses GPS tracking, drones, and AI-based modeling to understand their movements and predict outbreaks. But their adaptability makes this a race against time. Disease surveillance programs ramp up alongside ecological efforts. Livestock is tested for swine fever regularly, while emerging outbreaks prompt swift government intervention. Emergency funds are directed towards fencing repairs, disease containment, and public education campaigns aimed at reducing the crisis's toll on nature and agriculture alike. Chapter 9. History of the Hunt. Louisiana's relationship with wild boars has roots stretching back to before statehood. Indigenous peoples stalked wild pigs in dense forests, using spears and bows, hunting not only for sustenance, but also for cultural rites. Early European settlers, primarily French and Spanish, brought domesticated hogs which quickly escaped captivity and thrived in the wild, setting the stage for centuries of expansion. Through generations, hunters refined their methods, from horseback chases across the bayous to the use of modern firearms and helicopter gunships. Mythical tales of monster pigs and legendary hunts endure in local lore, while museums preserve oversized tusks and photographs of past giants. Hunting is more than a profession here. It's a tradition deeply interwoven with community identity. Annual boar races test dogs and equipment, while families honor skilled trackers whose knowledge passes from one generation to the next. Chapter 10. Farmer Innovations. The fight against wild boars demands constant innovation. John, embracing new technology, now operates drones outfitted with night vision cameras to scout fields before deploying traps or hunting dogs. Mary works alongside botanists, experimenting with bitter herbs and fencing upgrades guided by detailed animal movement data. She coordinates a local network dedicated to sharing solutions among neighboring farms. Other communities enlist solar-powered perimeter lights to discourage nocturnal raids. Some invest in sensor networks that provide real-time alerts at the first sign of rooting activity. But technology, while powerful, never replaces hard work and vigilance. Every new tool depends on the person behind it to be effective. Chapter 11. Heartbreak and Hope. A Night in the Life. To grasp the crisis's emotional weight, follow a single family on a night patrol. The script plunges into immersive storytelling. Children help check cameras after dinner, adults inspect boundary fences, and grandparents recount the recent losses with heavy hearts. Rain falls softly, tension tightens like a drawn bow. A distant grunt ignites urgency. The night unfolds as a choreography of teamwork, calls passed between family members, dogs unleashed to chase shadows, flashlights darting through the darkness. The boars attack a garden plot, nets drop silently into place, traps spring expertly, shots ring out in the distance. By morning, the toll is counted. 4 boars caught, 2 escaped. A calf has vanished, but the crops survived the night. The family sits together, sharing stories, pride, exhaustion, determination, and moments of laughter remembering close calls narrowly escaped. Chapter 12. Audience Interaction and Open Loops. Now it's your turn to join the fight. Would you have the courage to hunt boars at night? What technologies or tactics would you recommend? Share your wild animal encounters and hunting questions in the comments below. We'll spotlight the best responses in future episodes and bring experts to answer your toughest questions. Curious about drone operation, live interviews, or crafting your own boar trap? Let us know. This channel thrives on viewer input. Every idea helps communities adapt and survive. Don't forget to subscribe. Your support brings this hunt to life. Chapter 13. Expert Opinions and Solutions. Leading wildlife biologists, local officials, and technology firms lend their expertise to long-term population control strategies. Dr. Ford voices cautious optimism. Combining smart data analytics, rapid response teams, and sustained community engagement offers hope for keeping populations in check. County commissioners discuss ramping up funding for improved fencing, proactive disease monitoring, and robust public education. Private hunting guides demonstrate net trap setup, night vision equipment calibration, and best practices to minimize collateral damage. Conservationists call for restoring natural predator populations in safer hunting zones, while ecologists push hard for biodiversity restoration efforts across affected wetlands. Will wild boars ever be stopped? Or is Louisiana locked in an unending battle? The helicopters will roar again, farmers will unite, and new legends will rise from the shadows. Join us in the next episode as we tackle bigger challenges, pilot new cutting-edge technology, and chase myths that could turn the tide. Subscribe, comment, and share. Every voice in this fight counts. Your support fuels these missions. Together, we stand against perhaps the most unstoppable animals in America. Chapter 15, How to Hunt Wild Boars. Legally and gear up for success, hunting wild boars in Louisiana offers unique opportunities but requires a clear understanding of legal boundaries, safety, and the right equipment. Whether you're a seasoned hunter or a newcomer eager to join the fight, this chapter provides essential guidance to hunt responsibly and effectively. Legal hunting zones and regulations. Louisiana stands out for allowing nearly year-round hunting of wild hogs, but success depends on knowing where and how hunting is permitted. Public lands such as wildlife management areas and national forests offer hunting during regular seasons under state regulations. Private lands provide even broader opportunities, with permission, as private landowners can hunt or allow hunting year-round. Night hunting, a powerful tool in boar control, is legal on private lands using artificial lights and night vision, though local laws and notification requirements should be observed closely. Always be aware of safety zones near homes, roads, and public areas to avoid fines and hazards. Don't forget that valid state hunting licenses and relevant permits are required despite the relatively lax bag limits on feral hogs. Essential hunting gear. Your gear can make or break the hunt. Powerful rifles like .308 or .3006, shotguns with slug rounds, and semi-automatic firearms equipped with scopes balance power and precision. For night hunts, thermal and night vision optics give hunters a critical advantage, allowing them to locate and track boars without startling them. Protective, weather-resistant clothing and sturdy boots protect against Louisiana's swampy terrain and sharp boar tusks. Camouflage suited for dense swamp and woodland environments helps maintain stealth. Mobile net traps present a non-firearm option, but require understanding of setup and safety. Communication devices like radios or GPS units enhance coordination and safety. Never underestimate the importance of first aid kits, headlamps with red light settings, and cutting tools. Safety remains paramount, especially during nighttime operations. Planning and preparation tips. Effective hunting starts well before the gunfires. Use drones or trail cameras to scout and observe boar movements. Map entry and exit points for your hunt, establish emergency contacts, and clearly delegate roles if hunting as a group. Always uphold firearm safety rules and hunting ethics, respecting wildlife and landowner rights. Stay informed about weather conditions, which can quickly shift in the Louisiana ecosystem. Carry all required licenses and permits, and comply with regulations on reporting harvested animals. By equipping yourself with knowledge, tools, and respect for the land and the law, each hunter becomes a vital contributor to managing Louisiana's wild boar crisis, working to protect the environment, support local communities, and ensure safe and effective hunting traditions endure. Thank you for watching and supporting our journey. Louisiana's wild boar saga may never truly end, but each day brings new solutions, friendships, and tactics. Stay connected, share your ideas, and keep the fight alive. With your help, tomorrow promises to be safer, smarter, and maybe, just maybe, a little more hopeful.